If you're just now joining us,
crew racing for Splashdown.
you are watching the Fram2 crew make their way back down to Earth, and amazing daytime views. I love that we got the opportunity to do this. You could see Dragon and
200.
Copy 200 meters and braced for splashdown.
inside of that Dragon capsule are the 4 Fram2 crew members about to splash down here in just a few seconds. Welcome home Fram2. We have confirmation of splashdown of the Dragon spacecraft. Dragon has returned home with the Fram2 crew. The SpaceX recovery ship and team have been waiting for Dragon splashdown, and they will now start making their way to the splashdown location.
Our teams have been ready and waiting for this return about 3 nautical miles away. So it's going to take them about 30 minutes to make their way to Dragon.
That was incredible.
Dragon, stable 1.
Copy stable 1. We see main chutes cut. On behalf of SpaceX, welcome home.
Great confirmation there from our mission control team that we've seen main chutes cut. We do that to make sure that those main parachutes, once the capsule is safely back in the water, don't pick up any wind or drag the capsule. As we have our 3 recovery vessels, the main Shannon recovery vessel and those 2 fast boats on their way out to greet our crew.
There you can see that the fast boats are now approaching. Hence the word fast. That was pretty quick. What a view. We are in the Pacific Ocean. This is the first time Dragon has splashed down off the west coast. It's so awesome that we got daytime views of this moment here. Now the recovery team is approaching the Dragon capsule. As I mentioned earlier, they are going to try and make sure that the vehicle is safe before they begin additional recovery operations. And there you can see our recovery vessel Shannon and a view from on board the recovery ship. Now this is the deck that the crew will walk out onto when they first exit the vehicle. The Dragon capsule will be lifted at the end of the vehicle, or the recovery vessel there, into the Dragon nest, and then it'll translate forward. And there you can see the Dragon nest a little bit better there. It'll translate forward to that deck where the recovery team can open the hatch and allow the crew to exit the capsule.
We mentioned it earlier, but that circular fixture that you see at the aft end of the recovery vessel, which is at the top of your screen, is what we're referring to as the Dragon nest. That's what we'll place Dragon into, both for crew exiting or egressing the capsule, and for transition of the spacecraft all the way back to port. That's where it will stay nested until we're ready to take it off. And obviously then we bring those capsules back and prep them for future reflight, as we do with most of our vehicles here at SpaceX.
And a great view there, Dragon getting very close to being lifted onto our recovery vessel Shannon in the Pacific Ocean today.
Right now, our teams are working on lowering the vessel's hydraulic lift mechanism on board Shannon into the water to bring Dragon up on deck. We'll go ahead and put it in the Dragon nest we were talking about a little bit earlier there.
And we've mentioned this before, but as you can see on the recovery vessel, there is a helicopter pad there. And that was what Marissa was standing on when we were talking with her earlier through Starlink. But the crew will be lifted on to the ship on the capsule. They'll exit in a great view there of the nest that the capsule will be lifted and set onto. And once they complete some medical checks, they will actually get on a helicopter that will land on that helicopter pad on top of the ship and take them back to land a little bit faster than being on the ship.
Dragon SpaceX, rigging complete. Approximately 5 minutes until capsule lift.
Dragon copy. 5 minutes until capsule lift.
Request to bring cameras back on board.
SpaceX Dragon, stand by.
Copy. Standing by. One other note, please be advised the ground team is working to clear the insufficient O2 for full depress caution from your board.
Dragon copy.
Very cool to get a chance to see this recovery vessel at work, too. There are a lot of different ground and water-based support systems that go into every launch and recovery.
Brace for capsule lift.
Dragon copy. Brace for capsule lift.
We also saw our iconic team member jump into the water. The Fram2 crew inside of the Dragon capsule being lifted out of the water and will be gently placed on that Dragon nest that you see there. These views are awesome. This is so cool.
In case you are
SpaceX Dragon, still requesting to stand by on cameras internal.
No problem. Cameras will remain external.
some more communication there between our crew and mission control. In case you joined us later in the webcast, this was our first recovery of a Dragon off the West Coast. So it'll be interesting to hear what our recovery teams have to say about the differences between operating on the West and East Coast. Typically, the West Coast water is a little bit colder, so we'll see what the fast boat crew members especially have to say about the difference.
Yeah, hopefully with the warmer, sunny weather, it was a little bit warmer in the water for them.
Yeah, we had beautiful days, beautiful daytime views today of Dragon's recovery. We did splash down just off the coast of Oceanside, California, but we narrowed that selection down from 3 possible landing sites along the West Coast today. And all of that was decided in part by weather, but a lot of other different variables.
Dragon, go for cameras internal.
Copy. Taking cameras internal.
The Fram2 crew is still inside of the Dragon capsule, still patiently waiting in their seats. And that is Mission Commander Chun Wang, Vehicle Commander Yannicka McNicholson, Mission Specialist and Medical Officer Eric Phillips, and Mission Pilot Rabia Roga, waiting for that Dragon hatch to open here momentarily. Before that happens, we're going to translate the Dragon capsule over to the deck that we saw earlier, and the recovery team will then have access to the hatch and be able to open it up and allow the crew members to exit.
And Dragon cameras are back on board.
Dragon copy.
Looking good, guys.